What's the deal, gang? What goes on? We're back and we're live. We're happy and we're singing and we're brothers. Give me a high five. $26.2. Congrats. Word. Here's two more. Oh man. I'm sick. My kids got me sick. My older one got me sick. She came from school. She was like, I think I'm sick. I don't think I need to go to school. I was like, no, you're going to school. And they walked over to her and she sneezed on me. And now we're both sick. And now I feel like I don't need to go to school either. Yeah, I'm sick. Don't say bless me. It wasn't you this time? No, it's you. It was definitely you. I told her, I was like, you got me sick, but I'm going to blame the mechanic. Oh, Green, I just saw that you responded to me yesterday, bro. My bad. I texted you back, and then I didn't see the rest of your message till this morning. I just saw it. That's how it is with kids. They bring all the germs from 400 kids at school. Well, if they want to play that game, I'm going to send some germs to all of them. Shit. Left me on read? Yeah. My bad. Took honey and lemon, you're going to be good? Wait, you took honey and lemon, you're hoping I'm going to be good? That's crazy. I'm gonna homeschool my kids. Hell no. By the time you get kids and they grow up to go to school, yeah, that might be like the wave. That might be the new wave. Anyway, let's get into a little breakdown. Let's get this show on the road. Where's my annotations? Oh, here they are. Teaches my only auntie, 25-year-old G-Gens that party every weekend. Back in the day, it was a 50-year-old lady. True. But you know why it's those 25-year-old kids? Because they had that 50-year-old lady as a teacher, and then they were like, fuck the system, we're gonna fight back. And then they took over. And now instead of that 50-year-old lady, you have, okay kids, let's put tampons in the boys' bathroom. And the boys are like, why? And the teacher's like, yes, because that's what you're gonna need after your gender reassignment. Yeah, now those 60-year-old ladies getting their AC fixed by Eddie. They're not 50 no more. Gender reassignment surgery time. Be like, I love Mondays. Wait, today's Friday. They're dead now? Well, yeah, look, my chemistry teacher in high school was 76. And it's been like 25 years since high school. Know what I mean? Where is Donvo? Bro, you know what? was a good joint. That was a good joint. Good joint. All right, as the hourly made a bottom wick here, the 4 hours made one. We have less than an hour for the 4 hour. The daily closed bullish, looking like we're gonna head up to retest the highs. We already retested them. Now can we break through them? It's probably a re-break of the daily highs. Looks really, really solid. If you guys can't understand what I'm saying because you're so focused, laser focused on where Don is, I don't know where Don is, but I did speak to him yesterday, and I know that he's living his best life. No. Whatever happened, I didn't find out what happened until people started messaging me, and then people started like sending me like nasty things, and then I had to log on and find out what the fuck happened through my own Discord. And honestly, first of all, the people thinking that that shit was done on purpose are idiots or fucking morons, right? So there's no need for you to, you know, assume or just come off the rip as I don't know, like you're either about it or you're not, right? You trade, you understand how things work. You gotta, you know, you gotta take some responsibility here. But with that said, if I didn't know Don, right, any better, yeah, I'd be tight. But I'm pretty let's just say this. When I spoke to him yesterday, I wasn't stressed because I know it's not like at some point you have to move on to the next level. Let's start with that, right? Right. So in order for you to actually, you know, move on to the next level, there are risks involved. But the thing is, Don is at that place in his career where that risk is it's okay, right? We all have different relationships with money, right? And he's evolved to the point where like that's not money wise, but like in general, trading wise and situation wise, it's not the end of the world, because that's something that, you know, he can rebuild quite easily. And you know, he's it's not like he's rebuilding, he's moving on. He's moving to the, it's not about where you are, it's really your trajectory, right? And his trajectory is up, right? You have setbacks, but his trajectory is up. He's on the right path. And when somebody's on the right path and they're walking towards the right goal, like, you're gonna have setbacks. If you guys want to know what I sent to, I can tell you like my conversation. I sent to him these were my exact words to him. I'll tell you right now. The road to greatness is paved with both triumphs and trials. You've inspired and uplifted thousands, not because you've never fallen, but because you've always gotten back up. This setback doesn't define you. It doesn't define any of you, actually, right? It's a chapter in a much larger story of resilience and growth. So remember, the greatest victories are born from the ashes of defeat. And remember that I'm here with you. And like, I'll support him and what he does, you know, for always. So I understand there's setbacks, but if I know anything about Don, and like I seen people, you know, people going crazy and like, oh, pulling all my money, like, if anything, I would look at this as a situation for a pineapple. The way Don is on the charts, that's the way he's in real life. And if this was drawdown in real life, right? Let's say in life this is the drawdown, then there will be pineapples. Is this the time to bail? No, this is the time to show if you're really about it. Me, I'm not in the PAM, but if I was, today would be the day I'm adding extra money to it. Not running from it, because that's what I'm about. I know what he's done. I've seen him build his account to $1 million, then lose it all, and then build it again, And like, I've never seen somebody do it multiple times. I've seen people get lucky, but I've never seen somebody do it multiple times on purpose. And bro, he lost 3 mil. No, he didn't lose 3 mil. He did lose in the millions, but not 3 mil. But like I said, look, you can either come out with your true colors now and go do what you got to do, or or really be about it, and you either have faith in the man, know the man, or don't trust the man. And I know the man, and I have faith in the man. Yeah, you can't understand what it's like to trade with millions. So that's why you can't comprehend losing millions. Oh, that's Marcos. Oh, bro, what's the deal? Congrats on the closing. Congrats on the house. I was talking to Don also about that. Like, we were just saying, like he was mad proud of you. I was mad proud of you too. Like good shit, bro. Congrats on the closing. And the thing about Raja, I'll say this. You ever seen Don roast him or post about him, about Raja, when Raja takes a 60K loss, 100K loss? I don't even think we notice it. We don't care, right? All right. So for people to really, to think that they can thrive off that kind of thing, that just, like, honestly, those are people I'd never fuck with. And if that's who you fuck with, then we know what you're about. That's just, look, that's my 2 cents. I don't really care to go into it. Like, if he wants to, he'll talk to you guys. If he doesn't, he won't. But you're all grown, right? All grown. Stop worrying about things you can't control and concentrate on the next step. Right? It's so easy, guys, to throw you off your vision and goal and be like, oh, that's it. No, fuck it. Fuck that goal. Fuck that vision. It's just, you ain't really about it, right? If you switch up at the first sign of trouble, you're not meant to be here. How's this even possible? Where's your responsibility? What do you mean? I got nothing to do with it. My responsibility and my allegiance is to my boy, because I know him. I don't know any of yous. I know him. That's where my allegiance lie, behind, behind the solid. And it's not like, oh, it's cool, like, we ain't worried. No, you lose over $1 million, shit ain't cool. But it's not about that win or the loss, right? It's about your trajectory. But I know that people that stand behind him are gonna walk out on top long term, right? Because you got to trust people, not trust them with, like, money, right? Or trust them what they say, but you got to trust people to be who they are, right? And no, I've known Don for half a decade, and I know what he's about, how he is, and who he is, right? So I trust him to be himself. I've seen him lose and rebuild many times just so you can move on to the next level. So I'm gonna trust the man to be who he is, right? That's the guy that gets down, that gets knocked down 7 times and gets up 8. That's the guy. Like, oh, that's Don. You know what I mean? So I've seen him do it multiple times over and over. So I'm gonna trust him to do what he does, right? So that's why I'm not worried, and you guys shouldn't worry about him. You guys should be worried about yourself. That was it. Like, our conversation didn't go deep into trading, like, because like I know what he's about. All right, as we got carried away here with the Dombo convo, let's lock in. Let's see what's going on. Let's draw up some levels. I'm gonna just, if we're bullish on the daily, right? Let's draw up. We have our bullish bias, the 4 hours doji candle at the moment. Let's draw up some levels. And then go based off of that. Oh, this is lovely. Look at this head and shoulders here. All right. And that closed above the most recent. I think we could have been in off the rip here on the hourly opening. No, not off the 15 here, once the 15 closed. But we have news here, and our time was taken up by, how does TT say it? What does TT call them? Quakers. Core PC, then we have PMI 945 and 10 consumer sentiment. All right, so the only red folder here is in 5 minutes. No, Don didn't blow his account. And no, it wasn't the fucking bot. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna do for news here. My slightly disillusioned friends. We're gonna look to see a news push. So we'll drop down to the 1 minute on the first minute of the news. We will look to see the 1 minute push and pull back. Once we see the 1 minute pullback, like a decent pullback, not just like, oh, if we push and the 1 minute and then it does this, right? It does this, right? Like decent pullback. We'll need like this. We need to see a pullback and then re-break the highs if it's in the same 1 minute candle, or wait for the next 1 minute to break the highs so we can take the break of the highs. If we see a 1 minute push and the next 1 minute start pulling back, we'll take a flip of that 1 minute, okay? And sorry, I drew this a little bit off. This would have been better if we drew it like this, right? If we get this on the 1 minute, we're gonna look for the market to continue pushing and take the break of the highs. We're gonna look for the, if we get a pullback, we'll look for a flip here. And if we don't get any of that and we get a 5 minute closure, and remember, the same thing will go for a bearish impulse. If we never re-break the high and we get a 5 minute closure like that with a wick, then we will look for this bottom wick on the following 5. So after the first 5 minutes of the news, we will go up to the 5 minute candle. But in the first 5 minutes, we will be on the 1 minute looking for a push and a re-break of that push. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
So you can't really blame the mods for much, right? The mods are just trying to run the channel, but I don't think a lot of them, like, there's a lot of mods, right? A lot of mods here, and I don't think anyone's had a full communication from Don. So 30 seconds, gang. Let's see. You think stream did help him not to risk too much? At some point, you've got to go to the next level, right? There's shit beyond streaming. There's shit beyond trade. There's always the next level, right? And you have to take that next level leap. All right, we got news here. Really bullish here. How did the news come out? Flat. We got even numbers. Wow. So here's, typically we would take a rebreak of the high or the low here. But we're so bullish and we got even numbers that I'm not taking a rebreak of the high or the low here. I'm not taking this because there's a strong level right there, right where it just tapped. So I'm gonna see this 5 minute through so we can get some closure. I don't like the fact that we came out with even numbers, because at that point I kind of have to refer to price action, right? And if I have to refer to price action, I can't take a sell here. Even though we broke that initial push, right? We broke that. How much did I give you? I gave you 10 flat with spread. You probably would have had it 8 or 9. And then right back up. Yeah, at the very least, you should have been break even here if you took that, but we would be wiser to wait here. Excuse me. Oh, damn.
The smoke got me. I got bronchitis.
If that's the next level, I'd rather stay on the level before that so people don't have suicidal thoughts. I mean, that's you. First off, if you're having suicidal thoughts, you're in the wrong industry. Go work a drive-thru or something. Anybody ever raise their lot size and lose the first trade after raising their lot size? Be like, fuck, I'm just trying to get to the next level. It's just your next level and his next level are just levels apart. So look at this. All of you have gone through that just on a different level. This might come down here. we'll see. Yep. Lots of banning? No, nobody's getting banned. Just don't be out of pocket. People, your message might get deleted if you say dumb shit. The problem is that he lose, but that he took 300. Look, I'm gonna spend the stream defending the actions. Well, I'm not trying to defend the actions, right? Some things I can't explain. I don't know where his mind was at, but I can defend the mindset because I believe in that mindset. Well, that came down. So I guess the news strategy played out here too. But with news being flat, more news coming up later, and us being massively bullish, I didn't want to take that. I'll say this: if we took this, there's no way we would have survived this here. We would have hit BE once this 1 minute flip bullish. Right. So there's no way I was looking to be in that. He did say he feels bad for me because I have to stream today. It's like, thanks, bro. Folks are trolling saying you took trades because you didn't stream. I got no time for stupidity, for nonsense. I'm like that in real life. When people say some dumb shit in real life, hoping to get a conversation about it out of me, I just walk away. Any update on what he will be trading again? What do you mean? Still trading. Took a trade during news yesterday, exactly like you would. Worked out perfectly. W. I mean, the news strategy is pretty solid. We've seen one, I think 2 losses on it the entire year. Tell your mods stop being weird. The mods are being weird? The mods? No shot. Tell your mods stop deleting comments. Well, then have your comments be productive. So a post from Raja Banks, then man, I heard Raja Banks jumps rope with his upper lip. You think that's true? Raja said, you probably should stop listening to what Raja said or go to Raja's stream, one of the two. Freedom of speech? Where? Hey, man, this is not a democracy. This is a Wixocracy, all right? This is a Wixocracy, and the government ain't gonna intervene here and decide for me what's right for the stream, all right? So yeah, so Don was down. So what does he do? He kicks and posts down. That's someone I do not trust. Bingo. Bingo. I know that he's always been transparent about the risks, right, and the rewards, right? And I just think that this time market dealt a tough hand, right? But I know Don has always been committed, right, to I don't know, he's just always bounced back, right? He's always been committed to learning, adapting, and bouncing back. So if that's what I know about him, I'm gonna trust him to do just that. 15 closing here, re-breaking the lows again. Oof, that's a nice re-break. Let's see if we can get a little pullback. Ah. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna come down here. Re-break out of lows. We might have positions here, chat. The 15's closing. It's closing with the bottom wick. Let's see how we open up. The key is really the 4-hour here. I'm looking at that 15, the top wick, looking like we can come down. But I see an area we've tapped here to the left, right here. It's not a massive bottom wick. If we start flipping, we should come down. But you really want this 4-hour bearish closure. You want a bearish hourly closure, right? Because if this hourly comes up now and the 15 doesn't flip, you get a bullish hourly closure. It can get a little tough here. How much time we have left for the hourly? 13 minutes. Yeah, I think we're gonna wait out the 4-hour candle. Remember what we always pay attention to lately? We've created a support here, and the next candle after creating the top wick has tried to come down, and it's not going to close below that support. Highly likely the candle that follows this will start off coming up here and fill this to the top of the previous candle, and then it'll either create that top wick for you to come down, right, or it'll see an initial respect to this area, right? So you'll see something like this, and then you'll see it break the highs. If this was the hourly closure, we're looking for the break. We're looking for a top wick entry. If that was the hourly closure, we probably would be in entries here. But that was a 15. It wasn't even a 30 yet. Oh. Will it come down? What will we do? Sussed up on the flip? No. No sussed up on the flip. Maybe on the break of the lows. I'll see how it is when we're coming down here, but I don't like the flip here. I would like the flip after the hourly closure. These freaking headphones. So we're going to wait. We got 10 minutes for the 4 hour. It's not just the hourly closure, right? 10 minutes for the 4 hour. Just hit 2 Bs right now. Should I call it our hunt position? You're not asking me that. Ask me something about trading. If you have that thought of maybe I should call it, then you should call it, because when you take a trade and you lose, you're going to be extra upset, and it's going to set you off into revenge mode, because you didn't, you're going to be saying, fuck, I knew it. I should have closed. But then if you win, you're going to be like, yep, I knew it. That's why I traded. I knew. Like, be sure of what you're doing. Oof. This is a nice top wick. Yep, we're going to take a sell right here. So it just took a sell. That was an awesome top wick because it bounced off this area here. It came all the way to the top there. Right? So we just grabbed a whole bunch of orders, just got in a position here on the flip, on the break of the low. And we're going to look for this to tap the support area here, right? We're in a short right here. And what I'm looking for is this 25.15, because if we're going to bounce, right? If we just grab the resistance and tap this area here, and if we flipped and broke the previous low, we've created a lower high and a lower low, right? So let's look at that. If we created a lower high and a lower low, right? And also on the 30, we broke the previous 30 low, but respected the high. The market is going to need to bounce off something before driving up. And there really isn't a level that it's bounced off yet. The level is really down here. So I'm going to look for us to tap 25.15 before any kind of push up or down. Okay. And I say lovely because it tapped this area. Well, it came up here, bounced off a resistance to come down, break the low. It didn't just flip, it broke the previous candle low. All right. Our next time we can actually pay attention to risk management, or next time we should look for indication of managing risk, will be after the 4-hour closure. Right? Because we'll either come down, or we'll have a chance for pineapples, or we will look to manage. But you need now for the 4-hour to close. I mean, you need to wait for that because you don't know how it closes. What an ugly rejection that is, though. Feeling bad. I don't know. Maybe like if trading really drives all these emotions out of you, you just you're either not there yet or it's not for you. If it's really key how we close here. Really want a closure below 25.19. If we can do that, it might look lovely for an off the rip entry. Three minutes for this 4 hour. Gold wildin'. Gold's being gold. Gold is being gold. Oh, let's flip the tape. If 4 hour closes bearish, then we'll create top wick and bottom wick also, and in both cases we'll get a bottom wick somewhere. You'd expect that, yeah. One minute here. All right, I'm gonna take a sell right here as we opened up. So I'm looking for a bottom wick to be created here for the 4 hour and typically match the low of the previous hourly candle. That's what I'm looking for here. So the hourly can still flip bullish, come up, but I'm looking for a steep bottom wick. Chat, make sure you go break even on the pineapple here. Because if this flip bullish, it'll come up for a steeper top wick, and then we'll look for more pineapples, right? So the pineapple here that we took off the 4 hour is, this one is BE. Because this is the hourly, right? So you've made a bottom wick. The hourly can still come up and drive. You're just looking for 10 pips down. Really wanted to. We were 5 pips away. Alright, okay, I'm gonna close right here, break even. Just close right here. I'm gonna wait for this to set up. Right? This can come down further, but I don't like the fact that we don't have a top wick, so I just closed that break even. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna wait for this to close, this first 15 to close as it's coming down, right? And we're gonna wait for a top wick, and then we want to drive off something. So this is just an initial reaction off the 9, making a bottom wick. The hourly's closed up above and it held support, right? So the hourly gave you a gladiator candle. So the hourly's bullish, but the 4 hour's bearish. But since we opened up with a bottom wick, I need to give this a chance to come up. Right? So what's going to happen is we're going to hopefully come down further, create a bottom wick here. Right? Hopefully we can plummet a bit, create a bottom wick, and then come up. Once we come up and grab orders, I'll take a position. Because, right, it's not our position. We were looking for this 15 to drive when it rebroke the lows. But since it didn't do that and then it closed back up in range, it's no longer our position, right? So we also don't have a top wick. So the probability states that you'll drive off a level, right? Like the actual drive, the volume drive. So I'm going to look for that top wick to come up, attempt to come back up in range. If it breaks bullish, then we can probably go to the hourly and say, all right, the hourly's got a wick to fill, got plenty of range. We had a gladiator candle up above. Yeah, we can come up. But if it comes up, fails to drive, and then breaks down, we'll fill the range down here. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't a break even. 19, 18, 6, and 2. We made 8 pips. That's a W. Sorry, gang. We got 8 pips in the signal channel. That's a fucking W. I'm not putting that. That's win number 194. 8 pips is a W. It's not going in as a break even. Yeah. Selling myself short over here. Which is actually what I did. I sold short. You want proof? Join the Signal channel. Hey, anybody in the Signal channel anybody in the Signal channel in the chat? No, we got 8 pips out of there. I just didn't count it. It looked to me like it was a break even because that's roughly the level. That's where I closed. That's where we closed. HGH, you're in the Signal channel, aren't you? All right, so yeah, you're in the Signal channel, so you can tell them. You're in the Signal channel too. All right, so whoever's in the Signal channel, you guys can vouch for the W. Has Wix said anything about Don? 0. We've said nothing about Don. We don't even mention him here. I'm surprised. I figured you guys would come in here and just ask a bunch of questions about Don, but nope, no one said a word. Ali, you're the first one. You got my name wrong, but you got Don correct. It's sad to see that this person doesn't acknowledge what happened and dodges every question. Bro, did you just fucking show up? Were you just born? Boy, born on a Monday, a pro on a Friday. Is there correlation with end of month and drawdown trades? No. Is there correlation between trading and drawdown? Canarsie in the house. Yo, walk into that L train and tell them they got that wrong. That's a W train. That is a W train because it goes to your house, man. Why would you not show? Yeah, word. Why would I even stream? Why would I even? I should. Matter of fact, honey, can you print out our checking account statement? I gotta post it. You really think Don is taking a trade? Actually, he's trading. Do you believe in negative RR? All right, so let's discuss RR for a second. How I approach RR. My RR doesn't revolve around the possibility of me winning a certain amount versus me losing a certain amount. My RR is based on the probability of me winning a trade versus the probability of me losing a trade. Not how much money is behind it. That's how I approach it, right? If the chances of me winning a trade are like, you know, are 85% or 80 or over, I'm going to take that position. Yes, love. I think we should let the comments roll in. Yeah, I mean, like, mods, you want to delete them, but you don't have to. Nick's a W. Nick is always a W. Because that's his name, Nick W. W. He's a little tired. Somebody count how many straight we won? I think we're at like 20 in a row. Any tips on closing your trades too early even if it hasn't reached any advantage point? Drop down a time frame, you'll see an advantage point. And if you, as we talk, it'll tap 15, yeah. This is, so that's exactly, that's what we spoke about. We understand that it's got to reject off something, right? If it's going to come up or down, we're going to need to see 15 here before it makes that decision. And look what just happened. We've tapped 15 and it's making that decision. Because it's seeing the initial reaction, not the rejection, but the initial reaction of this area, right? Will it reject to start coming up, or will we continue down? We don't know yet. We will need to see a closure and the next candle opening. But yes, if you paid attention, that's what we discussed. Good job, lone trader. Yeah, drop a time frame to see your advantage point. If you don't see one, let your trade rock. I mean, you got to sample size it, right? You got to see what happens when you don't have an advantage point. And the only way to do that is not to be scared, but to under risk. Under risk. I always under risk. All my trades are under risk. It used to be, I used to over risk. And then I started risking normal. And now, just as the account's grown, I haven't raised my lot sizes. And it's under risking. And like, if I'm not sure what's going to happen in the situation, I'll let it play out. But it's very rare for me not to be like, you know, not to have an expectation in a situation. Look at capital hungry. I mean, I guess he's capital hungry. He needs to show up to the streams. Maybe he'll be capital full. Or he needs to go to TTE's stream, because over there it's always time to eat. And if he's capital hungry, he gets to go eat. I really don't care. I just like, I know I know we're making bank. So you either want to make bank with us or somewhere else. That's it. All subjective, all preference. NFE Mac. What's the deal? You journal offline? No, I journal mentally. I don't even journal. I try to forget about the trade as soon as it's done. I keep a very short memory. Doesn't mean you guys, you know, should do that, or that's what you, it doesn't mean you have to do that, right? I think journaling helps, but like I get to stream, right? I stream and I discuss my positions and I voice them and I, you know, I speak them out loud, and that brings me more value than anything else that I do. Yeah, of course. Journaling is great if you're doing it right. If you know how to read your journal. If you're just taking, oh, I won here, but if you know how to read it, like if that's a sample size that you're building, the journal should be able to you know, a journal is data. There's a reason you collect data, right? You're supposed to interpret that data in order to help yourself, right? To give yourself an edge, right? So are you journaling data that eventually can give you an edge if you break it down, or is there nothing coming out of that journaling, right? Because if you're taking random positions, following people, it doesn't matter what you're journaling. There's no sample size there. It's only valid when you can read it, when there's sample sizing done. Like it's like a doctor's chart, right? You go get an X-ray, but you can't just like it's no good to you unless you can have a doctor read you the chart or a CAT scan, whatever it is, right? 9:15 here. How do we close? Close below. Need a top. Oh no, we didn't. There's a level here. Yeah, we're probably gonna wait on NYSE here. Next bit of volume. Although there's a shitload of volume here. Shit's drowning. What should you do with your data? You should keep taking the same positions. That journal should have whatever positions you take, the way you take them, and it should always be like, if let's say you have two moves or 3 different like plays that you know very well, and that you're comfortable doing, right? You're comfortable trading. You start doing only that, and then see how it works out. And then you start taking only that position or only those 2 or 3 that you know. You mark it off in the journal, and then you mark everything else. You mark the time frames, and you mark the results. And then what you do, eventually, you take the same position, but manage it a bit differently. Manage risk on that same position a bit differently, and do that 1,000 times, right? And then you have a sample size, right? You have a set of data that you can now plug in and say, all right, so the 5-minute, right, flip has worked out 85% of the time. Or the 4-hour top wick entry has worked out this amount of times. Now you can be more comfortable taking that. You know what your rates, but you have to. It's a game of thousands. It's not sample size. Take 10 trades and that's it. Like I said, this is a game of thousands, not tens, not hundreds. Game of thousands. Game of years, right? Your data should have years of sample sizing the same thing over and over in different ways, and then you can have the more data you have, the closer to reality your hypothesis will be. Small sample size doesn't tell you much. Took 12 pips on the short you called? Good shit. That's why you're a W, right? Nick W. Yeah, I took 8. Total. That looked like it was really going to break down, and then pop, pop, pop. If I didn't know Javier any better, I'd say he's in these buys on that bullish flip. Is Javier in the house? Where's Market Mechanic? I want to see if I'm right. He said he's not trading today? Wow, what happened? Oh, you're waiting on data. Oh, your sample size. You think we come down? It's kind of tough to tell you, right? We've rejected off a super strong level here, right? But we're so bullish, and we did tap a 4-hour support. So maybe I think today it's possible we come down, or maybe immediately we come down, but for the day we come up. I don't know. We're kind of stuck in this range, right? We're talking about the overall range on the higher time frame. We're looking 26 to here. So 200 pip range, right? So yeah, I think we have another 200 pips of potential drops. But we're gonna see what we need on the smaller time frame, right? because we're gonna scalp it. What would give off the idea of a buy? Well, the fact that you're in a range and you bounced off a support, right? You look more at the candle bodies or the wicks they leave. I look at both, as both have meaning, as both will both provide data, both. It's language, right? It's language, right? And two different words don't mean the same thing unless they're like similes, right? Same thing here. Like a candle body doesn't mean what the range means. I mean, what the wick means. The wick is the range. Although the body itself is a range too. Are you talking about closures? You're talking about like when the candle closes? It's really more important to pay attention where it closes. The body of the candle closes, right? Because the body of the candle will typically provide you the notification that there's volume. You'll realize there's volume if you get a closure, right? The body of the candle closes outside a range. It'll be an indication of volume. The wick itself will be an indication of range, right? And typically the relationship between the candle that closes and the candle that opens will give you direction, right? What's your opinion on SMAs? It's a lagging indicator. The charts will tell you what's happening before the SMA will. You can use it. There's nothing wrong. Like, go for it. You know, just like Fibonacci. They're all lagging indicators. Every indicator is lagging. RSIs, MACD, everything. Something has to happen in the market for that indicator to show you. And if it's already happened, then what the fuck are you jumping on? Yeah, what would give you an idea for buys here? No clue, right? It's come up 20 pips already. It's a bit tough because that one closed below, right? This 5 closed below, but the next candle after bouncing off that support, it actually, you can see it opened up above the area, so the actual closure was probably above. Except the Bollinger Bands, they're good indicators. Wait, you can't tell when the market is driving versus when it's ranging, right? When you have a trending market versus a ranging market. Oh, you make a funny? Haha. LOL. Harmon make a funny. Very nice. I get confused on this. Sometimes I get a closure on a 4-hour support, but on the 1 hour, it respects the 1 hour support. Well, then you have to realize that the 4 hour is a long candle, and maybe that's not the hour where it's going to drive, right? Maybe the 4 hour is still telling the proper story, but the 1 hour hasn't lined up yet. So you ever been in a trade where you take a trade, and it's like, fuck, it goes against you, but then it still works out later on in that 4 hour candle, and you're like, all right, the 4 hour completely makes sense, and the hourly makes it. You just didn't give it time to line up. The 4 hours lined up, right? So now let the other time frames line up and tell the same story, right? Because they will. At some point, maybe that hourly will push up against you, but the hourly after that will line up, and then the 4 hour will make complete sense, right? You're like, well, this hourly respected. Well, the next hour might not, and that's your 4 hour play, and you're like, all right, now that makes sense. So just, if time frames aren't lining up, maybe it's not the drive yet. Maybe it will drive, but I promise you, if you wait for them to line up, your win rate will go up. And you see me taking sometimes when they don't all line up, but that's really more from experience and understanding the price levels we have to tap, and that takes some time. But you know, best rule of thumb, and this came from Uncle Ted, was this direct from Uncle Ted, right? Best general rule of thumb: wait for all your time frames to line up, right? So as a new trader, it's gold. That's gold advice. Wait for them to line up. If they're not lining up, doesn't mean that you're wrong. It means it's just not time yet, and eventually they will, and that will be the time. Well, let's look at this here, right? Look, we can say the 1 hour closed bullish there, right? Look at the 4 hour. The 4 hours closed bearish, but the 1 hour is closed bullish here above, right? So our sell here is just understanding what price points we have to tap before making a decision. But if you don't have that experience and you're saying, all right, the 4 hours closed bearish, all right, I need a top wick to come down. But the 1 hour is bullish. So what you could say to yourself, all right, maybe the 4 hour will still come down, and this 1 hour now needs to close bearish. So you'll see this 1 hour, you see how it's bearish right now? Maybe in 30 minutes, it never comes up and flips. It closes bearish right now below the range. And then you're like, all right, so the 4 hour was bear, and now the 1 hour has also closed below the range, right? And then you look to the 30, and you're like, holy shit, that 30 is closing below the range too. So now the 4 hour makes complete sense. And then you're like, shit, 2 minutes to NYSE open, we're closing below the range. Everything is bearish. Every time frame is lining up. If the next candle can now also give us a top wick, right, we should come down. And then you're like, all right, we're holding 15. We're holding 15 support here, right? So what do I say? Put your trust in the higher time frame. 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, all lining up. But if the 15 hasn't lined up and you want to wait for that, like, you can. Like, that'll raise the probability of your trade working out. You can say, I probably wait here too, but you can say, all right, so this 15 wasn't it, but the next 15 can do this, right? Which is also part of the next 30. The next 15 can come down here. Right? If it does this, you're like, all right, so now the 30 has a top wick. The 15's closed below. The 1 hour is bearish, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, everything's bearish and closing below the range. Now, those things are lining up as well. Oh shoot, a 5 level. You could wait for that 5 level too. But like, at some point, like, it's just all going to make sense. And it's all going to line up. Like, this isn't the greatest example, but the idea here is the same. All right, the 30 closed. You held support. You held the 30, but it's NYSE, right? So can we say we held the 30 to start coming up? I don't know. It's a lot of bearish momentum, but you can't take that. Well, I can't take that based on the closure. Right, because with that closure, and the first thing we did was come down here for a bottom wick, highly likely, you know, we can come back up in range. If we don't, great. I mean, we'll adjust, we'll wait. But we need closures below, we need wicks to be created to fill, and then we need the next candle to open up with a wick. There, close right at him. Don broke his community by using a higher frequency trading bot because he entered. Right, you're an idiot. But can you be an idiot on your own time? Be stoic. If you were here, I'd shake the shit out of you. I'd be like, keep it together, man. Keep it together. Keep it together. We buying your course? Well, you're here. There's no need to buy a course. You're here. Would you look for buys if 30 closes above that resistance? No, we would need a range 2 breakout for buys here, right? And at this moment, right, we can say the 5's got a range here. Yeah, at this moment, buys would be above 25.19, unless unless we can form some kind of resistance between 25.16 and 25.19. Right here where there's clean range to the left. Right, this area, this whole area here. If we're able to form a resistance in that area and then break that, then we can look for buys. Right, so if we're able to come up here, right? And then if we're able to establish a resistance before getting there, something like this, then we've just created a range 2 right here, right? Range 2. This is range 1 from here to here. And now that we've created a range 2, anything above this area is valid, right? Your advantage point is here. And then you say to yourself, all right, if we closed above here, we're holding this support. We got like a little motion going on, the head and shoulders thing. All we need is a bottom wick on the next candle. If we get this, then you can say, all right, we've just bounced off a strong support. We're coming back up into range, so we're holding support in range 2. And you can look for that, because you can take an onion in range 2 against the range once it comes back down and creates that resistance, or you can take the range to break above here, right? And when that happens, then you can look for buys. Wick's course is 1 pip. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the big deal is. No, Wix don't have a course. Wix signals are 1 pip. 1 pip cost. What's up, bro? They said you wasn't going to be here today. They said out there we'll never make it, but just look at us going strong.
I'm here. I was just messing with chat. But I wasn't gonna trade to monitor the chat stream.
Cool, cool, cool.
I'm waiting for all this data. The last day of the month, so see what happens.
Oh, is that Raja's burner? Professor Josh grades? That's Raja and his burner. I know it. How you been, Miles? You consistently check Insta DMs? I try to. I just have a whole bunch of DMs. Especially after yesterday. Yeah. How you been, Hank? Pairs to trade? Every single one. Like 36 of them. It's a good point, Irichi. There's no way an HFT bot is seeing 45 pip drawdown. Got a closure above here on the 5. What's the 15 looking like? Bullish. Bearish. So you're looking for a wick fill, but the previous candle has already wicked to the bottom of the range. Would wick fills be valid? It has already filled the range. Might have filled the range, but what do we know about gold? Right? And that's what the wick fill is, right? You're filling the range. Gold's very technical. It'll create the range, and then it'll fill the range, right? It'll create a support. It'll create a resistance. It'll fill the range. That fill of the range is a wick fill. Is every range a wick fill? Not necessarily. Is every wick fill a range? Yeah. Because not every range will be filled with a wick, right? Like you can have the same price action, but it just doesn't look like a candle is filling a wick, right? It couldn't be like just a closure with no wicks, and then you'll fill the body of the candle, right? You can have that. It's just price action. But it's just the wick fill is very easily identifiable, right? Because it has visual clues, right? You see a long wick created, you see a top wick on the next candle like a slingshot, and then you're coming down to fill the wick. So like you have visual clues to interpret the fill of the range. That's why people say wick fill, but all you're doing is create a high, create a low, and then you fill the range. Win the day. That is the motto I live by. Yes, win the day. That's all you got to do. You got to show up, win today, and that's it. We're already winners today. We already won the day. I think the signal channel is up 30 pips for the day. previous candle doesn't have a top wick, so just be careful. You can create a top wick for that candle and then come down. Probably want a bullish closure above there. Above 25.19. $60 pip day. Good shit, bro. Next plus 900 to win the ship. That's not bad. It's pretty good. I don't think they do it. But those are good odds for the Knicks. It's typically, Knicks are typically like plus 4,500 or something. You see Johnny Hockey died? Yeah, him and his brother. That's crazy. Just said that, I got goosebumps. Look at that, my hair stood up. I just speak for the community of people who... No, you don't. Community, did we elect this guy to speak? Right? You can't speak for the community when the community hasn't placed their trust in you, number one. Number two, you can't speak nonsense and expect the community to agree with you. And what you're saying is nonsense. So, right, like, how can we carry on a conversation when you're not being intellectually honest? Number one, right? Number two, if the basis for your statement is flawed, the rest of your statement is flawed, right? So there's just like no point in discussing what you're saying because it's flawed. What you're saying is factually incorrect. So I don't think the community would pick you to voice anything for them, right? They'd probably pick a person who's in the know instead of a person who's in the guess, in the FUD. Word.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Oh, US 30 did not like that data.
Oh, we have news. Sorry, I know it's an orange folder,
Yeah,
right? But
that's
Chicago
one comes out now
PMI.
in 10 minutes.
And we got another one in 10.
Yeah. Yeah, consumer sentiment.
Yeah, I think we're going to come down further. Might depend on the 10 a.m. closure.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. To see how this hourly starts to print.
Yeah, because after that, there's no more news, right? And it's just pure price action.
Yeah.
Can only like so many times, Jake. Don't know what to do. Share the stream. Sub, follow the IG, and share. Share it so other like-minded people can join us. There'll be no bad news for USD till FOMC. They have to justify the rate cuts. Well, the rate cuts are already justified. But yeah, you might be right in terms of like appearance, perception. If rate cuts happen, would that drive price up? It should drive gold down. We got 7 minutes here for this 1 hour to close. We're gonna wait the 7 minutes. We're not gonna trade that news. Well, we're gonna see it. We're not gonna trade the news specifically. We're gonna trade price action with the news volume. Not using the news strategy on this folder. Yes, because if they cut rates, dollar would get strong. Wait, what did I say? No, dollar should not get stronger. If they cut rates, because, right? Think about it. If they cut rates, that reduces the return on investment that's denominated by US dollar, right? So if you're going to lose the return on investment on the dollar, it makes the dollar less attractive to investors, right? Compared to some of the other currencies with high returns. So yeah, the dollar will get weaker. What did I say? And gold should come out. Dollar will go down. The idea is the dollar becomes less attractive for investors so they can take their money elsewhere. Yeah, Hayden. Gold should go up. The dollar will get weaker, then gold should come up. That's the idea behind rate cuts. High rates make a strong dollar because it costs more. Exactly. It makes the value of the dollar go up. Exactly. Yep. It drives the dollar down. The dollar goes down, not this chart. This chart will go up. The dollar itself will go down. This is good. Might make 6 figures on the first real estate flip, because that's what happens, right? Whenever they cut rates, the prices of real estate skyrocket. They go up like crazy because now there's a lot more buyers in the market, and more buyers, more competition, right? So less supply, more demand, prices will go up, right? You're gonna see rate cuts, so people are like, ah, shit, I can get a great rate on my, on my mortgage. And then the sellers are like, oh, he's gonna get a mortgage approval because he's getting a great rate. He's gonna go get that mortgage. I'm raising prices. So once the rates are cut, you're gonna see prices of housing skyrocket. That's why it's great to start locking in prices now. Like if you're looking for a house, you got to start locking in a price now, and then go, once the rates are cut, you go get that loan. Oh shit. News here in 15 seconds. Come on, Michigan. University of Michigan. Ooh. Look at that. Our hypothesis has worked out again. We didn't close below that support that we made, right, on the very next candle. So the one right after it comes up to fill the body of the previous candle. Incredible. Good news PMI, even numbers here. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know why it's crazy. What are you looking for? I'm looking for the market to give me an indication of volume and direction together. We have volume based on the fact that we have numbers drop, right? But we're stuck in a range, so I don't have a direction here yet. We held support while we're very bearish in the market, right? The last few hours. Wix, my friend, in a buy from 25.24. What do you think about buys? Oh, the old my friend's in a position, what should he do question. Is that really your friend? Asking for a friend. Oh, he told you to ask. That's the excuse my kids give me. They show up, they're like, Dad's there candy? I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah. My sister told me to ask you if there's candy. It's like, you know damn well your sister didn't ask you to ask that. Oh, man. It's a great friend you got there. I think he is the great friend. Like, well, if it's really his friend that he's asking for, the great one is him, the one that's asking. Can't take a sell there. We closed above. Can't take a sell on a flip. The hourly respected support. Can't take a sell there. Clean range down here. I thought you were Don's dad when I first watched his stream. Oh, what? You see the family resemblance? Nah, bro. I must have been high. Like, if my eyes were like... I was high. I'm not Asian. I was high. I can see where you make that mistake. I was just high. It's either that or Don spent the stream making fun of white people by going like this. Which I don't think he would do. Or non-Asians. Bro, what was your sells? I was not in stream. 4-hour closure an hour ago. No racist, please. Oh, you were right. No racist, please. I'm just saying, like, if Asians were to make fun of everybody else, right, they'd probably go like this. Look at your round eyes. Do a little trolling. Do a little trolling. Buys on break of the highs, depends on what fashion it breaks. Why has gold been ranging like this? It hasn't been. It's just, look, it's been 200 pips worth of moves up and down every single day. It's just a higher time frame range, right? But we've driven, like, if you look on the higher time frame, like, we've been bullish for a long time. We've been driving for a long time. It's all right. It finds a range. This is what it does. See, it finds a range, a large higher time frame range, and then it continues. So we're just in that market cycle where when we're on the charts lately, it's been ranging, but well, that's the rebreak of the high here. Huh. Rebreak of the 1 hour high. That's a 5 candle. I'd need a closure. If it comes up here, it comes up. I'd need a closure. That's only a 5 that's just started coming up. Need another candle to come down, grab orders. Bottom wick. Yeah, towards the 4 hour flip, right? How much advantage there? 13 pips for the 4 hour flip. Let's see, this 5 closes in 30 seconds. Seconds. Get a steeper bottom wick. If at this point, if we can come down, create a bottom wick, and then break the high, I'll take positions. We got that closure. Looks like it's coming up now, huh? If we re-break the lows, we'll have a buy stop. Not looking like we're gonna do that now, huh? Did it re-break the lows? I think it did. Yeah, chat, we're gonna have a buy stop. Or, you know what? We're just gonna take a buy as we break the highs here. There we go. I just took a buy right as we broke that high. Right. And it pulled back. So we're gonna look to fill the top of the range. That was a strong bullish rejection on the 5, a lot of momentum. So I'm going to expect to fill some of the range up to bounce off something. If we start getting bearish closures, then we will look to go up a time frame. Yeah, it clearly broke the highs. It broke the highs on the broker too. If we re-break the highs here again, I'm probably going to add another position. We'll stack. But it's got to re-break that high. If it doesn't, I can't stack there. Because what we did, we created a high, right? We created this top wick, we came down, broke the lows, and then we re-broke that high. That's when you're expecting that drive. Now we've clearly re-broke the lows even further. So another re-break of that high will take you up to the next resistance. But will we get that re-break, or are we coming back down? That's tough. a level that runs across here where I'll also look for a position like right now. So I just took another buy here. Okay. I expect this 5 to flip. And we've also tapped a shoulder area. So this is our first opportunity to see a market reaction. Got a bit of a late entry. Should be about 5, 6, 7 pips here, but it's okay. That was a really strong 30 to 15 closure. Oh, yeah, I have another position right here. Yeah, if this breaks down completely, and we break the lows there, I don't think I'm looking for pineapples anywhere below there. I'm looking at 2517.3. That's where I wanted to manage risk. Did we flip? We didn't flip. A flip would have took us there, right? 2517.3. It tried. It tried. It tried to come up and flip. It got really close. Once this candle flips, the pineapple will be break even, but we've got to flip. The price has to come up and get there. All right, now new 5 opened up. You're looking for top wicks here on the 5 or the 15, or the 30. You're looking to create that top wick. So understand that, yeah, we've taken the pineapple as the market's driving against us, expecting a top wick to be created, orders to be grabbed before it drives. Oh shit, we gotta flip the tape. Again. 5's created a top wick, this 5, but the previous 5 doesn't have one. So I don't know. And that's what we want. We want the top wick for that previous 5 candle. Because that would also give the 15, right, a chance to come up. We get it? I don't know. Might be a lot of bearish volume. Yeah, if we got the entry that we actually want at this wick, we probably would have been B at that point. Or 5 pips in profit, 10 pips in profit. Yeah, that was the 4-hour top wick. Well, we got one. No, we don't. The 4-hour still does not have a top wick. Maybe it'll never get one. And this isn't the stop. The stop would be here, the 4-hour level of 08. Yeah. The 30 didn't break the previous 30 high. That's a bit tough. We'll see right now. That's a 15 closure, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a 5 closure. The 30 closure is coming up. And that 5 created a top wick. So I'd expect this to come down. And the first thing we did was create a top wick for the 5, right? So if we did that in the first few seconds, first few minutes, probably once we flip, it'll come down to the bottom of the range, like right now. Gang, I'm gonna take another buy right here. And we should see it come down a bit lower because we've got bearish momentum. But if we're gonna reject anywhere, this is the first initial area. Let's see what the 1 hour does. Oh, the 30 does. We got 2 minutes here for the 30. Damn, that was a lot of bearish volume. Look at this 1 minute. Yeah, that 1 minute, ugly. Or you could just plummet down. But the 30's closing here, and 30's got a bottom wick. Well, for now it does. We got 30 seconds, so we will see. Yeah, 30 got a bottom wick here. Small one, but it got one. So if we can, but it's fairly small. So if we can come down and get a steep bottom wick without being taken out, and then flip bullish. Kidding, absolutely bum rate. Possibly. Man, what's that entry for us? $150. 3 days of work. Alright, it's flipping. If it flips, we'll have another buy here. Once it flips, like right now, there we go. We just flipped, took another pineapple, and we'll see. Got another pineapple here. Remember, the market's bearish, right? So as it's moving against you, chance to see more drawdown. But pineapples make sense at certain areas. And this is where it makes sense. You've tapped these areas across the board here, right? And you also closed with a very small top wick. So first thing you did was create a bottom wick and then flip bullish. Too loud, TV. So it's created some of that range now with a bottom wick, right? Struggling. It tried. It tried to come up, but we break this low, I'll close it. That's technically we can hold it till 92. Technically, but that's going to be a lot of time for reversing at 92. Right? No point in holding for an extra 100 pips after that, because it's clean range. Once it starts reversing, you'll hop back on, or you'll continue with the sells down. Second rebreak of the daily low, yeah. If that happens, I think the daily will actually bring you down quite heavy then. Tough month, down 10%. I mean, we've had a pretty massive month. Yeah, we've created a bottom wick, so there's a chance the 5 fills it, breaks it. I guess Devious is getting clapped these days. Yeah, if we take a full loss here, that's going to bring me back down to 6 figures. Stupid rebreak at a high. Can we see a plot twist? Give me a sec, chat. I'm going to the bathroom. I gotta pee. BRB. Fuck, my bad. I forgot I was muted. So we don't want the 5 flip, right? So you have 1 minute left and a 15 closure. Thirty seconds. Okay. The 15 closed bullish. A little difficult here because the 15 doesn't have a bottom wick and you're tapping a resistance area, okay? That you've tapped before. Yep, that's the resistance. See, we just tapped it. You're seeing the initial bounce off of it. The initial reaction. Remember we said reaction. It doesn't have a bottom wick, so I'm under the impression it needs to come down and create one. That's that push off that rejection area. see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it do. Can we break back into the range? Give me 10 more pips. 10 more pips. Tough area. Oh man. One more. Damn, I saw profits, but for a split second. This is going to be tough. It's got to stay above here, and we don't know that because it just came up, and we don't have a bottom wick on the 15, so it can definitely take us out. Ain't great. See that? 15 no bottom wick. We might see a retest of the lows here. I saw maybe a split second profit here, and I didn't get a chance to close. But 15 looks likely to flip. How's the 5? Oh, did the 5 respect here? It did. Look at the 5 closure. No bottom wick. No top wick. That was a good indication. Damn. Yeah, we're gonna see a retest of the lows here, and then we'll see if we survive that. Look at that 5 closure. It respected that on the dot. Next candle, top wick, and back down. 5 was a good tell here, but really wanted to another maybe 2 pips, 3 pips. That would have given us about 12 pips profit. Patience, my friends, patience. Tried to come up, it couldn't. The one closed bullish, but you're about to break that one low. A lot of time here left for the 15. We want a 15 bullish closure. because that would also be, I think, the hourly. The 15, the hourly, the 30. Five minutes for the 30. So what do we get? We got a 5 bearish closure. We're gonna get a bearish hourly, but the 30 matters here too. And that is a strong, that's like a 15 flip that's about to happen here. So yeah, there it goes. That's the 15 flipping. 30 closure will be key. Hourly closure important. That is a strong rejection off the 15. And 3 minutes left in it. This is going to be tough. Gonna be a long 2 minutes here. It's 15. $90 seconds here. Yeah, I can't imagine the 30 closing bullish here after that 15 flip. Jeez, that's tough. Yeah, it's heading down. Held resistance. This month sucked? Not really. It made enough this month to cover this this L. But let's see. 1 minute here. You're closing below the most recent. Ooh, 15 gave you a lit candle. So I don't know. You're closing below the most recent. But you close as a lit candle, no bottom wick. The 30 and the hourly though closed like shit. It should come down more. But after what? After a top wick? After what? It's already given you a top wick, right? The previous 15 has grabbed those orders. So can't do anything here. I wait. Once a top wick is created and we start rebreaking lows, then I can start closing early. We haven't created a top wick on this hourly candle, and the hourly's held support here. This wouldn't be the biggest loss we had though. If we take a full loss, it wouldn't be the biggest loss we had. It would take a lot to start reversing. You got to find a support, right? Massively bearish market. Every buy made sense. Every buy I've entered made sense based on the levels respected. It's just every single time it's continued to drive the other way. The 5 rebreak of the highs. It wasn't a 5, it was a 15. Yeah, everything. It was a rebreak of the highs after creating a high, making a bottom wick, and then rebreaking it. Second entry was your shoulder entry. The third entry was no bottom wick. We created a bottom wick, flip bullish. Right? Oh, third entry was off of support, and then we had no bottom wick, flip bullish. So entries all made sense. We technically should have been out on this top wick had it given us another pip or two. But can't blame anyone, right? That's we're the one pushing the buttons. Or I'm the one pushing the buttons here. Sorry. I gotta take the blows as they come. Is this dead? Yeah, it's dead. Direction for the day after the news? Possibly, but then again, this 4 hour doesn't have a top wick. So every time we're taking a position, we're expecting a top wick to be created. Like on the first position, we expected that top wick to be created as it was pushing up. It just didn't quite get there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'll tell you once it closes. Once we break that low here, chat, this wick, I'll have the position closed. It's more like... Because that's the re-break of the daily low, right? If you re-break the daily low, or break of the previous daily low, I think we're going to head down and fill that bottom wick right now. Yeah, a full loss here will be 40,000 here for me. But geez, 2 days in a row, devious gang member gets clapped. It's hard out in these streets. Yeah, I think we're gonna break that low. The daily looks like it's just pushing and pushing and pushing. This is just an initial reaction. For this to be a rejection, this candle would have to flip bullish. That's just an initial reaction we're seeing off a daily level here. But once we break it, it should be gone. And if it's gone, then it's gone. Yeah, I have stops on the rebreak out of lows, which we are highly likely to hit. Yeah, gang, this will be Good luck, Wicks, dipping out. Good luck. Thank you very much. It's called break a leg, right? Yeah, our level here is a daily level, so if we see a rebreak at a daily level, it'll plummet another 100 pips, so. Or it should. I don't know if it will, but I'm not going to hop on the sell at that point. I'm going to wait for it to set up because this is a daily level. It could take a whole day to be around here. Yeah, 5 look like it's coming down. I typically trade with no stops, but I have a stop here placed. So if it just plummets, right? So this way it doesn't drop in a split second 100 pips without closing it. Matter of fact, where's my phone? Oh, the flip of the hourly is pretty far up. I thought this was flipping the hourly, then that'd be good, but the hourly's all the way up here. So I don't know about that. Just a small pullback here. Yeah, these higher time frames are so freaking bearish. Stops incoming. Yeah. How much dollars? How about this? I'll post it. I'll post my loss for you. I'll post it and you can see exactly how many dollars I lost. Boom. Stops hit. Stops just hit. Watch us come up right after stops are hit. It just tapped my stop. So it rebroke the daily low. I'll tell you what my loss was. $44,000. Yeah, that brought me back to 6 figures. It just tapped my stop. I can still come out. I just don't want to. After we re-broke the daily low, I don't want. See, it broke yesterday's low. I just don't want it to plummet to fill that wick, because this is clean range. This wick to the left. Did you say 44K? Yes, I lost 44,000 on there. Lost a Honda Civic. It was roughly a 3.5% loss. 4.5%. No. Yeah, like a little under 4%. Not major. I mean, it's 40 grand, but you know what I mean? Like, it's this is the way I've built it to that amount. W1 million, yeah, for a split second. I would just die. Thanks. We're just know not to over risk. Like I told you guys, I under risk on all my trades. And what are we gonna do? It's almost noon. I'm not placing a trade. Well, right now I'm not placing a trade. We've tapped the daily support area. We might just range in this area. If there's any trades, I'll put them in the signal channel, but I'll post. If you guys are so paranoid about positions or if they're really being taken. I had a 40 rack loss on there. I'm taking positions too. Someone get Wix the milk. It's not Devious's week, I'll tell you that. It's not Devious's best week. %4 is con. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. No, fine. It's not cool, but like, what am I going to do? I'm going to continue every day. I come in here knowing that, hey, I might take a L. It's been 2 weeks of no losses. I think this erased 2 weeks for me, but it's 2 weeks of my trading. Crazy shit happens on the last day of the month. Yeah, the month is trying to get to where the price needs to be by next month. Incoming revenge trading? No, next trade is probably going to be 10 pips. But it might be with a higher lot size. When it rains, it pours. Yeah, like if you just subscribed yesterday to both signal channels, that's a fucked up beginning. So I can feel that. But if you've been here for a while, then, I mean, I don't get how you don't eat like a... Why? What do you mean? My days are like 50, 60 pips every day, right? So, you know, that's how. But like I said, if you don't over risk, losses aren't gonna they're not gonna throw off your mindset or mentality. What is the chance that the monthly flips? I mean, you'll see it. You'll see if the monthly flips. I honestly believe we're gonna come back up and retest the monthly highs. But there's another like 300 pips that we could come down, 200 pips before that, so. If you're not risking much, why not take trade to full TP, or is that part of your risk management? Because the probability is not there. Just like the probability is not there when for us reaching that full stop. It happens once in a while. You guys already know, every time we've taken a loss, it's been a pretty big loss. It's been like a week's worth of work, right? It's been like 2 weeks worth of work. But like, we go on month streaks, right? And it's worth it. Oh, now we're holding. Don't delete that. You lost all your win trades and one stop loss. No, I lost 40 grand with one stop on $1 million account. Yes. Call it a day. I'm just curious to see how this 30 closes here in 8 minutes. Maybe we'll get 10 more pips. Why hasn't Dom been streaming? It's been months. It's been a few weeks. Our stop is literally the lowest point on this fucking chart. Like, this is my stop right here, 25.032. That's what it tapped, and it hasn't gone any further. That's what Don would say. Wait, 40K on a million account, bro? You just basically break even. Okay, maybe we can grow our. Maybe this will give an opportunity for us to grow our Discord. Chat, I will post my results for the day in the Discord, in the Wix9 Discord. So if you want to see them, you have to join the Discord. I don't know, SL, I don't know if that's the proper link. I'm gonna put it in the general chat. Description link needs fixing. Yeah. All right, gang, it's devious, get clapped type of day. Yeah, it's not pulling up here. Gang, I wanted to see if this can pull up. Maybe we can have sells on the next 30, but I'm just looking at the rebreak of the daily lows and a chance to take advantage of this. You look like Leo Messi, I just realized. I look like I took an L today. Look like Wix 9 took a... This isn't the biggest loss I had all year. My biggest loss all year, I think, was in... I want to say May. I gotta look it up. And in May, I had a $60,000 loss. Learn the most on days like this? Yeah. Learn how to keep composure. Learn not to over risk. Alright, gang. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a session here. Been a lousy 2 days for Devious, gang. Nothing I could tell you guys mindset wise, right? Keep going. Yeah, a lot of you who are blindly following definitely lost money a lot, you know, on the PAM, on the MAM today, on these trades. But if your mindset is there and you understand why you're taking the trades, then I wouldn't be worried. Like, well, I'm not worried, right? In May, I blow my 3 months. No, in May, yeah, in May I had a really bad week in May. May was 3 losses in a row. I had 3 100 pip losses like 3 days in a row, which was a tough patch. But like I was just talking to Don yesterday, I was like, yo, you know how far away, like how much past May balances we are? We almost tripled or quadrupled the balance since May. Not the balance, the loss itself. Your birthday was biggest L? No, I'm talking about this year. This year. Last year, my birthday was the biggest L. Yeah. Last year on my birthday, I think I took like a 600 pip L. But full disclosure, right? You know, when we take L's, it's a fucking L. That's why it's so rare for us to take them. Anyway, chat. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go post my results for the day. I'm gonna give you guys something to talk about. Hopefully some of you can join the Discord and discuss it. As for me, yep, I'm gonna call it a session. My time here is up. Chat, I'll be here tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern. Wait, where's our outro? Here we go. All right, my time here is up. I'm out. I'm going to go sulk in the sun. I'm going to go sulk in my tears in the bright sun, touch some grass, smoke some grass, and lay down on some grass. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And just like that, another New York session is in the Whoa.